I like to be taught new things and new ways, and I like to learn new things about myself. So when you can accomplish that, that's a big deal for me.
When you can teach me something about me, though,
that's always
you are a ding 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 winner.
Hi everyone, welcome to McMoTV,
where talk is therapy.
I'm C-Mac.
And I am K-Mo.
If this is your first time here, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. On today's Talk Therapy, we will be discussing,
can you be taught if you are not up to par sexually?
That's the name of the game.
Can it be taught?
Can it really be taught? And is this something that you just automatically have to have chemistry together, or
is there technique behind it?
Yeah.
Is the technique specific to each person, or are there general techniques that that you can, I guess, incorporate to say, I know I'm good if I just cover these bases?
Yeah. Like, do you actually have a manual? Think about it. Like, can you create a manual for someone? Like, can you
create a manual for yourself?
Yeah. Well, I know you know what you like.
Right.
I'm saying, like, I know what I like.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about, can that person follow the manual that you've created?
Right. Mm-hmm. Like, if you know that, okay, maybe you're a little bit more exciting, or maybe you have a little bit more specific things that you like. Mm-hmm. Should you create a sex manual to give to someone to say, hey, here's
obviously not an actual not physical manual.
Literally, I'm saying, are your steps planned out? Do you have a plan?
Yeah.
To teach someone who may not be on your level, or who may not have ever experienced the things that you're asking.
Yeah. No, I understand. So for me, I think that there has to be at least 70% chemistry. Just natural chemistry where you two just vibe together. It just, you guys together, your bodies have natural chemistry, your lips have natural chemistry, your touch have natural chemistry. That has to be at least 70%.
Right.
And then I feel like the other 30% I can probably guide you through. We can definitely, have moments like, okay, no, maybe not so soft, or maybe maybe not so hard, or what,
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
But I need for us to at least have that upfront
foundation.
Yeah, before anything.
So I think I agree with you, and your percentage as well. I think about 70% of natural chemistry, we just are on the same level. We like the same things a certain way. Yes. 70% of that does rest with chemistry.
Yes.
But then, there are aspects, and I think that even if you have really amazing chemistry, there are still aspects that you'll have to teach someone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. How to please you, how to make love to you, how to honor the things that you like. And I think that, that's just natural. You know what I mean? Like, in anything. No one knows specifically exactly everything you like,
right?
Without you telling them. And
some people may be a little shy when asking you, like,
for sure,
is this something that I can do, or is this something you would even go for?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what about how would you approach someone when you're trying to teach, like, let them know exactly what you like? Like, how would you go about it? Would it be like a conversation before it happens? Is it during the act, or?
Okay, so I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, please chime in and correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that when addressing the situation, when a woman addresses a situation with a man, I believe that it's important to maybe do it in a way that it doesn't really seem like you're correcting, but more seem like you're guiding during sex. Mm-hmm. Maybe gently moving him away from a certain action and letting him naturally pick up on, oh, she must not like this, because anytime I do this, she kind of moves away from it. She'll switch positions. She'll she won't move as much. She won't make as much noise. Her body won't react in a certain way. So I think that, you know, men who love their woman are really attentive to those type of things. Like they can see when you don't like something, or when your body's really not reacting the way that they know pleasure usually makes you react.
Yeah.
I think that you can kind of guide them that way. Like, let's just move away from that. And if you do it enough, they'll naturally not do it. I feel like that's the best and less confrontational way.
Yeah.
Least confrontational way.
Because I'm just like a super blunt person, that's just my personality, naturally, just very outspoken, and I really want you to know like how I feel. I have an opinion, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So for that reason, I'm probably the over dinner type of person.
Oh, okay.
If we're discussing something like that, like, how did you enjoy last night? Did you have, did we have fun last night? What was your, favorite position last night, or
so
whatever?
You kind of would ask questions.
I would definitely ask questions, and probe, just to kind of understand what he liked and what did it for him. Sometimes you can tell, but just to be sure that you're not assuming that you actually, that's what they like or didn't like. I like to just go on head on and just ask the questions. And definitely I like for you to know about me. Like, I'm like, well, I don't, I'm not that type of, I don't like that. That's not a position that I prefer. Very dominant, like whatever it is. So I would want you to know, and I would want to tell you, just whatever, over dinner, we would just like casual, nothing,
nothing serious, nothing like we have to talk and have a relationship conversation.
Yeah, no, it's just like over dinner, we're just discussing a moment that we already had, like,
I like that way too.
Yeah.
I feel like it depends on, I feel like when a woman is approaching a man about this, I try to be a little bit more sensitive, because I'm starting to realize that men maybe are a little bit more sensitive about subjects like this than we are. Yeah. Only because women talk a lot about this stuff.
Yeah.
We talk about it all the time. So for us, it's normal. But I think men don't talk about these things. So when you talk about these type of subjects with them, it kind of puts them on edge. They're like, I don't really know how to navigate these subjects,
No,
maybe.
I think that might be true. And I think that they don't really get into the details of it with their friends,
with their homeboys and
their friends and family members, whatever. But I know that I talk all the time to my cousins, my sisters, whoever, my friends, about just how, what it is that I like, what I didn't like, and what, like, and I'm just learning all the time. So it's just like, the more I learn, the more I want to talk about it. And I like talking about it to like my partner, or
me too.
Whoever. Like I wanna engage in that conversation, because I think it's important to say what it is. Like, I mean, like anything, any type of communication is important. Like, we're talking about communication. It's a big part of a relationship, and sexual communication, that's something that I take part in. Like, I want you to know how I feel about something, and I would hope that you want me to know about how you feel about something.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that's honestly, the more that we do our when we did our dating series, and now that we're doing our intimacy series, communication seems to come up all the time.
Yeah.
So if there's anything that me and C-Mac can kind of offer advice on, is do this. Communicate. Just talk.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't even have to be anything serious. Just the flow of information to you.
And from. Yep.
And then be willing to just hear each other. You don't have to agree. Sometimes me and C-Mac don't agree, but we do respect and love each other's opinions.
Yeah.
About these subjects. You'll see her make the weirdest faces at me sometimes, because she definitely does not agree with what I just said. And that's okay. And sometimes I'll do the same. I'll look at her like, whoa, really? You feel that way?
Because I mean, this is also a relationship, and I feel like I don't have to agree with everything that she says.
Nope.
But
take that into your relationship with your significant others. Of just the foundation of communication is the sharing of ideas and just being able to accept each other's point of views.
Yeah. But ultimately, to answer the question about being taught, I think it's over time, naturally, if you do something enough, you can learn to please someone. I think it is. I think you can.
That's a good point.
I think over time, if after
it doesn't
a while,
have to be rushed.
Yeah, it's just like once you take the time and you have the patience that it requires to actually learn someone's body, learn someone's way of doing things, then you will eventually learn how to please that person. You will eventually learn how to engage with that person, and it is probably going to take a little bit more time. As opposed to you guys just ultimately having chemistry up front. You're both into the same type of things. You're both like the same positions. You're both like to kiss or not kiss or whatever. Like,
right.
Getting those things out the way. When you get to the point of, okay, well, we know what we like and don't like. Now I'm able to speak to the fact of
these are my specific
things about
exactly the specifics, and give yourself time. I mean, this isn't when you're first starting out a relationship. Those first 6 months, have fun and learn, and don't be stressed, and just be yourself.
Yeah,
and I think those 6 months will definitely kind of lead you into the conversation of, well, should I just tell him that I like?
So let me ask you this: what about if?
Excuse me.
Yeah, let me ask you this. What about if it's taking a lot longer than expected to actually learn how to please someone? What do you suggest?
So me personally, I feel like 6 months is a good time frame to learn someone fully, but I feel like if you reach about 3 months in and the intimacy is just, it's nagging at you because you know that there's needed communication about things that should be
what
taught.
if you communicate and they're just...
Oh, you mean you've already told them?
Yeah. Say it's 6 months. Say it's month 8. And you guys have communicated and it's still just like, I mean, it's okay, but it's not what I'm into.
Okay, here we go. Now you're putting yourself in a make it or break it situation. Is this something that would cause you to feel like you're being neglected or something is being withheld from you? Would it cause your temptation to want it, to maybe get it somewhere else? Mm-hmm. You have to kind of look at yourself and ask those questions, because it's okay not to be compatible. It's okay to say to someone, I love you, but you're not for me. It's okay to go down that road if you need to. And this is one of those instances. If you're not sexually satisfied in your relationship after you've communicated, after you have made the effort to communicate all these desires and likes, and you were patient and you're teaching each other, and you just realize, you know what, dang, I really like you, but we are not there. I think it's okay to walk away. So you would end a situation if you felt like you weren't being pleased? I am not a cheater. Therefore, but I am highly sexual. I feel like if I am in a relationship that I'm not being sexually fulfilled, me knowing that I'm highly sexual, I would have to end that relationship. Because in my head, I would be yearning and lusting for other things, or for what I wanted specifically. And I know that I've already taken the time to tell you, and you can't give it to me. It's just not in your capability, in your realm, in your understanding, in your wants. It's not something you want to do or like to do. Yeah. We're going to have to go our separate ways. I would never cheat on you. So, yeah. No, I think leave before you cheat.
Yeah, I definitely think you have a point there, because I too am not a cheater, and I definitely am probably a very sexual person as well. And if I feel like I've communicated what I like to you, and especially because I'm the type of person that knows how to get where I'm a very dominant and just person, period, and I like to take control.
And you're very articulate, so I'm pretty sure you can explain.
And if I've tried to explain, I've actually tried to get just like use you as a body, for instance, right? Just like, you're a body, and and I still just doesn't fit, and it doesn't feel right. Like, we're not a fit for each other. Then I too would have to end it, because I just don't feel like, I think that it's like anything, you know when it's for you. you can feel it. It's like unspoken.
Yeah. And
Unspokenness. Like you just know that person is for you. You feel it. Your body feels it. Everything is easy. So,
and I encourage. This kind of makes me think of, we have a lot of infidelity going around, and I feel like it's because of some of it is because of this aspect, to where you're not happy sexually, but you feel like because the person covers all other bases, you have no ground to say you're cool, but we should find other people.
Yeah.
I feel like don't be afraid to do that. It's the hardest thing in the world when that is the issue and everything else is fitting. However, if it's going to cause you to betray that person's trust, then respect yourself enough and that other person enough to say, sex is this important to me. I am this unhappy. Let's find people that are more compatible for ourselves.
Yeah, no, I don't know why it's that hard. I don't know. Maybe it's the time that you put into it. You invested that time into it.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's
like
what that is, and then starting over. Maybe that might be difficult. But sometimes it's just, especially if you get in another situation and everything is upfront easy. Like, I mean, it's probably gonna be worth it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You probably will make up some time that you would have lost in sticking in that relationship or a situation that wasn't for you. So
have you ever been taught? Or have you ever been in a situation to where someone said, hey, I want to show you something?
Okay. Yes. Actually, probably from every situation I've ever been, I've probably learned something new. I think that I've always been more attracted to older guys.
Okay,
so that could be a thing. That could be the reason why I've always learned something, because they're just more experienced, older, and I feel like they have just taught me so much. And I think it was more so about myself rather than how to please them. I'm like, oh, I didn't know I was into stuff like that. Like, like that's true. That does it for me. True. So it's like I learn new things about what I like. So that's always cool. But as far as someone saying no, do it this way, yeah, I mean, yeah, give me pointers. I think that it's like anything, people like different things, and you're doing it one way, and it's like, that's cool, but let me show you a better way, or let me show you the way that I like it, or I enjoy it to be. So, what about you? Have you ever?
Yes. So, I'm a very open communicator when it comes to this subject. So I not only do I communicate openly, but I'm a very attentive and observative person. So I already know that from previous relationships. I already know that some men are really sensitive and some men are just not sensitive at all.
Yeah.
And there are techniques that you must do in each of those situations.
Yeah.
So from the very beginning, you need to. I ask questions like, "Are you really sensitive?" I dive in. Are you really sensitive? Are you not sensitive?
That doesn't surprise me.
Do you? I really am that curious. I want to know, because I feel like once I get into the act itself, at least I'm going in prepared a little bit. I've already asked some preliminary questions. So before we're even into it, I'm asking, like, are you really sensitive? If you say yes, I know, okay, well, if you're really sensitive, then this may not work, and then this may work. But if you say, no, I'm not sensitive at all, then I know that there are some things that you can do a little rougher, and they may not cause things to be an unintentional quickie.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want intentional.
No, I agree with you. I like to be taught new things and new ways, and I like to learn new things about myself. So when you can accomplish that, that's a big deal for me.
When you can teach me something about me, though,
that's always
you are a ding 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 winner. No, I'm just saying, because a lot of women don't take. I'm gonna say this, but I don't mean it like in any kind of way. Yeah. I feel like a lot of women do not get to experience the pleasure of a man truly learning their body and pleasing them according to their body's reactions. Because of that, I feel like any man who is with a woman who, and he takes the time to learn her and she's never had that before,
Mm-hmm.
he's going to teach her that she likes things that she never knew she liked.
No, and I think that's it's a satisfying thing. Like when you encounter someone who's like that, I'm like automatically attracted. I'm like so attracted to you because I'm like you can teach me this. Like
You're right.
I didn't even notice about myself, and I find that to be so attractive that you are even able to like you're taking that moment, your time to pull out new ways to do things and new parts of intimacy that I've just never even.
You're teaching me about me.
Yeah.
That's attractive all the way around.
Yeah. So, okay, well, what I want to know is, have you ever been successful at teaching someone how
Yes.
to make love to you, how to really engage with you?
Yes.
You have been successful
I have been
before?
successful.
So would you say that you guys were compatible initially or non-compatible?
We were non-compatible.
Okay.
Fully non-compatible. And it takes the woman to kind of be humble and be non-expectant. Like I can't expect something. But this person was a really great person. Really, really great person. And they just had they came from a long-term relationship.
Okay.
That long-term relationship had taught them their wants. You see what I'm saying? That other woman's wants was not the same thing as my wants. That man had left a long-term situation where now he had to learn a new woman. He was applying old techniques to a new woman that was not matching. So we had conflict. It took him time to be deprogrammed from that previous relationship of thinking that this is what a woman wants. And I did that not by verbally saying, I don't like this, I don't like that, don't do this. I did that by letting my body speak for me. He was very attentive. I noticed that he was very attentive.
So you think that they do have to have the quality of like being attentive?
Yes, you have to
learn.
If you're going to let your body speak for yourself.
Okay.
If you are with a very attentive man who you can tell if you frown and he says, "What's wrong?" He's watching you. He's looking at you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you wake up in the morning and you're just he can tell, and he can tell that you didn't sleep well. He's attentive. If you have a man like that, you can always teach him with body language. Like when he dives in for the neck, I don't really like this. Or when he tries to nibble on the, I don't really. He's looking at you. Or when he goes to do something and you're just like, it's not a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's seeing that and he's learning from that and he'll adjust. If you're with a man who's not that in tune with a woman's reactions physically, he can probably deal with babe, I don't like this. I don't, this is something that you do often. This is too rough. I don't like it this way, or I like it rougher that way. To that person, you can probably just give straight out instructions to.
Yeah.
But I was with someone who was attentive, so I was able to kind of just do little stuff here and there. And he was like, oh, okay, she doesn't like that.
Okay.
What about you?
Cool. I've actually never...
I have a different question, though. I want to know, have you ever ended a relationship solely based off of...
That's probably a better question.
You just... The person was great in all other areas, but this one area you just weren't compatible.
Yes, I have.
And how did you end that relationship?
And it's not something I'm not proud of it, but really great guy, and very funny, very sweet, and I really enjoyed being around him. Every time we tried, like it just didn't feel like the feeling wasn't right for me. Like I just couldn't, I don't even know, like I didn't even know where to begin to really try to express like, this doesn't feel right or whatever. And then you know what? It was like hit or miss. Sometimes it was okay, and other times it was just like not.
So you had hope because there were moments.
It was like sometimes, and then when it was okay, it wasn't like great. It was just okay. But he was such a sweet guy that I just felt like, okay, well, let me just kind of wait. And I think eventually ended it because I wasn't in the mindset of teaching that person how to really love and take care of me intimately, and that's probably my fault. I don't think that I was mature enough, or I knew how to express it. So it wasn't his fault. It was more so me not knowing what and what to do and how to express.
And that's okay too.
So I might have been a miss. I don't know, but I like I said, I don't really know if that was the right way to handle that. But because we had, like I said, another things in our relationship that wasn't going well.
Right.
Not major things, just small things that just kind of it just kind of worked out that way that we ended, and it wasn't. We're still friends, so like.
And see, that's important. That's what I'm saying. So a lot of these people that we encounter, or these relationships that we may have, doesn't mean they're bad people. We could still be friends afterwards, or it doesn't mean that we're saying, oh my God, you're just terrible in a relationship.
Yeah.
We'll touch on that in another subject. But I think that sometimes we let the stigma of getting out of one relationship put in our heads that maybe we may have done something wrong when there was just a lack of compatibility.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that later.
Sure.
All right. So tell us what you think, guys. This was a good one. We have a lot of good reflections in here. We just want to know kind of what do you see from your perspective? Are you the kind of person that can kind of teach somebody to love you, to be intimate with you? Or are you the kind of person that feels as though, hey, if we're not compatible, we're not compatible. That's okay, but let's just move on.
Right. Do you think that you should definitely just have upfront chemistry?
Right.
And maybe it's just not that you think that, but maybe you just find it easier that
right.
The sexual chemistry upfront is just easier to work with. Easier for you to kind of get to where you want to be and where they want to be. It's a much simpler process than trying to teach someone. But if you enjoy teaching someone, I want to know from that perspective. If you find that teaching someone is the best thing you can ever do, because it's like I have a clean slate. I have this brand, like this spanking new person that knows nothing, and I'm gonna teach him everything that he knows,
and just for me, it's all for you.
Yeah, it's all me. So if that's your perspective, let us know. If you're watching this video, make sure you're commenting
comment below.
If you can be taught, or if you have taught someone how to engage with you, and if you have, let us know how that went.
I definitely want to read those comments.
Yeah.
Have you ever been taught?
Right. And if you're the type of person that enjoys teaching, meaning like you want to teach somebody how to please you, let us know that. I want to hear from that perspective.
Yeah.
So that's what we want, and we would love for you guys to like this video. Please like this video. And subscribe to our channel if you haven't. We will see you
next time.
Bye.